So I've always had mixed feelings about China. I didn't like the decentralization, but so I had the chance to meet Chinese and Korean people. There was a Korean person who wanted to be my friend, and he told me that when I was at the graduate college, and I didn't become friends with him because I was not. It was in a different mindset back then. So, but if that had happened some other time in my life, I would have tried to do that, but then I couldn't. So I had very mixed feelings about China. So I had predicted like 10 years ago, maybe less, more or less 10 years ago, that China needs at least 100 years to reach the wealth level of the United States. Um, I don't know if it is true anymore because some things are going to change in general. But so the real turning point for me for China was Japan, and there was a very special person. Her name is Ellie. That's the name she wanted me to call her. So she has three different names, I think, and she cleaned my bathroom, and I felt extremely relieved by that. She was actually, I saw her. She was actually cleaning really the bathroom rather than trying to do something. And and then uh, and then she asked me if I liked her cleaning. She had extremely clear expression, like her mind was had cognitive schemas. I was relieved to find out there are people there that have those things. She was a very sophisticated person, and she saw the cleaning as a service. So I chatted with her for a bit. I mean, it was a very wonderful thing to find out that a Chinese person took the plane from China to come to Japan and actually do cleaning of my bathroom, but it was very relaxing. So she's a wonderful person. So there are times where like simple things like this are hugely important. And so the real topic of this diary entry, uh, the real topic, the real topic of this diary entry is North Korea, which is a uh, it is a highly problematic situation there. Okay, so in Japan there was also a Chinese person. I think I could tell he was Chinese, but I'm not sure. So he uh, was cleaning the smoking room. They had a very nice smoking room in the National Institute of Informatics. So he had a very nice smile. He considered it an honor to clean the smoking room, and he was very relaxed about it. I think people like this are going to become extremely important um, in general, and this type of mentality of providing a service for a religion. Sometimes it's very important to do that. So, North Korea. Um, North Korea. So my father, when I was small, told me something very interesting that when a Chinese person gets angry, they just break the thing, the match. They just break a match. They don't show it. I think that this is not true about China. Maybe it's maybe true for Japan, but maybe it's also true about China. But I don't think of Chinese people like. I don't think this is good. If you get angry at someone and you just break this, I think this is deceitful. Depends on the situation, of course, but if you want to have an honest, in the American ethical code conversation, you shouldn't do that. So I prefer the much more the American approach there, where if you are angry, you show not directly but slightly implicitly that there is a problem. If you just break the match, then you get lost in a war of implicit signals which can screw up your brain completely. So this is an attack if you do this. which brings me to the next one. So what should happen with North Korea in my humble opinion? In my opinion, the Chinese army should try to back up American policy, which is to send fleet there, and in coordination with the United States or independent of the United States, I don't care. But I just want to express that the fact that I think it's Trump's, maybe, I'm not sure, decision to do that. So I will do another entry for Trump specifically. Maybe I won't or I will, I don't know. But I like this situation. So I want to isolate America and put it out of the picture. So in my opinion, what should the Chinese do against North Korea? So my axiom is that North Korea is a morphism that should be either eliminated or removed. The morphism should be removed, not North Korea. And so in my humble opinion, the Chinese army should move against North Korea 1 centimeter at a time. So my father was also telling me about another type of Chinese torture, which is to leave the tap slightly open, so it's droplet by droplet. So I think this is the right policy against North Korea. There should be a credible threat, in my humble opinion, that actually going to attack if necessary, but they should move against North Korea 1 centimeter at a time. So from a strategic point of view, this will put pressure to North Korean leadership, and it is not clear what's going to happen. And most importantly, it will be utmost respectful to the Korean people, North Korean people, who are the victims of this morphism in North Korea, in my opinion. So this type of paranoia happens in regular people in the West, but when a state becomes so paranoid, it's not clear if it is good. So for some people, maybe it is good. So, but if you move 1 centimeter at a time, giving enough time for North Korea to feel the pressure instead of actually striking, which will not be good, I think. It's not a good strategy to strike. Maybe like a strike in the... I don't know what military strikes are, so there has to be a credible threat, right? You're not going to move 1 centimeter at a time to say hello. However, so the system will have... So that the system will have time to adjust. So the North Korean people will feel comfortable adjusting to the situation. I don't care about the leadership, but in my humble opinion, unless they screw this up completely, which is something people of Chinese people should pay careful attention to, not to screw it up, because there's a risk there. Although I am optimistic here that the North Korean leadership will also adjust properly to this. So Chinese torture against North Korea, but with humility. So, okay, I want Ellie to make a lot of money from the... So anyway, okay.